Good day, everyone. We live in a world where simple, everyday moments can suddenly turn into heated debates, and the video you've likely seen is one perfect example. It shows a father, his young daughters, an empty women's restroom, and a phone call to the police. This clip, shared widely from @TylerBroadSky2 on TikTok and picked up by news outlets including CBS, has sparked millions of reactions. But behind the headlines and the arguments lies a much bigger conversation about parenting, safety, boundaries, and how we treat one another. Let's start exactly where the story begins. This father was out in public with his little girls. There was no family-accessible restroom nearby, only separate men's and women's facilities. He looked in, saw the women's room was completely empty, announced himself clearly before stepping inside, and went in simply to help his daughters use the facilities and wash their hands safely. To him, this was basic care. Young children should never be left alone in unfamiliar spaces, and men's restrooms are rarely designed with privacy or comfort for small girls in mind. But someone else saw things differently. Another man at the location decided this entry was unacceptable. He felt the rule women-only space should not be bent, no matter the reason, and he called the police. You can feel the tension in the short clip. The father stays calm, focused on his children, saying gently, "Let's wash our hands, baby." Meanwhile, the person who called authorities stands by, and others watch quietly. When officers arrived, they did what most law enforcement teams do in similar situations. They assessed facts, not just feelings. They found no crime had been committed. In nearly every region, there is no law that bans a parent, regardless of gender, from escorting a young child into the opposite, gender restroom, especially when the space is vacant. This was not a matter of breaking the law. It was a clash of values. One person's understanding of safety and care versus another's understanding of privacy and policy. That clash is why this video went viral. Most people watching immediately stood with the father. They thought, what would I do in his place? Leave a small child alone, or step in to protect them? Yet others asked fair questions too. What about the comfort of women who might enter later? Should rules ever be flexible? Who decides? This isn't about who is good or bad. It's about gaps in design, gaps in understanding, and gaps in how we apply rules. Too many public spaces still operate on an old model, strictly male or strictly female, with no middle ground. But families come in different forms and needs change. A mother might need help with a son, a father with a daughter. Caregivers of any gender might need to assist someone who cannot manage alone. When there's no inclusive option, people have to make hard, quick choices. This story also shines a light on how easily we turn to authority instead of conversation. Before making that call, was there a chance to speak? "I see you're with children. Is everything okay?" That simple line might have changed the whole moment. Instead, the situation escalated because difference of opinion was treated as wrongdoing. For parents everywhere, this clip hits close to home. It reminds us, safety is our first duty, but that duty can sometimes feel like walking through a minefield. We worry, am I doing right? Will I be judged? Will I be reported? And for the public, it's a reminder. Rules serve people, not the other way around. Policies should be clear, but also reasonable. Privacy matters deeply, yet so does the protection of children. The best solution is not endless argument, but better design. If venues built more family-neutral, single-use restrooms, these conflicts would almost disappear. Everyone gets privacy. Parents get peace of mind, and no one has to choose between following a sign and protecting a child. As we close, let's take away more than just an opinion. This moment teaches us to pause before we judge, to talk before we report, and to push for spaces that serve all people. The father in the video did what love and duty told him to do. The bigger lesson is, our communities should make it easier, not harder, to care for the ones we love. Thank you.